So, welcome back on the series of financial accounting and controlling training. So, from the previous video, we've been able to demonstrate these items on the screen here with a green check. We've been able to do that. Yes, we've been able to demonstrate all this. So now we'll continue with the configuration. But like I said, I just don't want to configure the system while we come back to do the entry, while we come back to the front end to demonstrate the entries. In doing that, we won't see some errors of how the configuration that we did in the back end are relating to the front end side. I want to make this video to be more practical, more clearer, right? So I want to ensure that at the end of the day, for everything we do at the front end, we know the relation, we know what is linking it, we know what is tying it, we know what is making it to work or to function well. So, like I said, there are some certain configuration that needs to be done in under financial accounting global setting that we've not done, and there are some certain setup that needs to be doing that need to be done under general ledger and accounting payable and all that. We have not done them. So, I want to assume that we have done configuration. I want to assume that we have done configuration, and I want to assume we want to demonstrate this first item, which is general GL to GL transaction. So, I'll go to the system and demonstrate and pretend that a configuration has been done. So any hindrance that we get will now link us back to the configuration to ensure that okay, this needs to be done. That's what I want. I don't want us to just configure the system while not knowing what is linking it. So I'll go to the system. I'll go to SAP here. So I'm currently on SAP. I'll still do the same thing. FB50 is the transaction to post a GL to GL. Click inside. It's asking me for company code. I think I've demonstrated all this thing before, and we have created a company code. So AD00 is the company code. I'll go inside. So now, and I'm sure we've demonstrated how to fix this particular one. This is fine. So we'll just say we are testing. We are assuming that necessary configuration has been done. We'll just say testing. And as well put testing here. 01. We can do that. We have all this now. Now we now want to come to GL accounting. I want to put a GL, but because when you are posting a general GL to GL transaction, what you are doing, posting GL to GL transaction, what you are doing is that you are debiting either a cost or you are crediting bank. These are some of the general GL to GL transaction. You understand? These are some of the GL to GL transaction. A cost and a bank. The cost could be transport local, and the bank could be let's say Zenith Bank. Now, in the banking structure, the way SAP does it in the banking structure is that we could have we usually have three GL for the banking structure. XAP has actually come up with a new model where you create just one account, but we will not demonstrate that. We'll demonstrate how to use a 3GL or the 3 bank GL to do some posting to the system. So normally you have, let's say 147,401, for example, 400 as your main account. This is Zenith main account. I will still explain better on this. And you have 147,401 as your Zenith incoming account. Then you have your 147,402 as your Zenith outgoing account. This is the banking structure. You will have this 3GL. This will be your main account. This will be your clearing account. It will be your clearing account. There will be your clearing account. There will be your clearing account, but I'll still come back there. But the first thing we want to demonstrate is a journal to journal, which is GL to GL, debiting an account and crediting another account. So we'll go back to SCP and try to demonstrate that, right? So we want to post a GL account. Which GL? We have not created any GL, right? We have not created any one. So we'll just pretend that we have created one. Go into the system. We'll put our chart of account, which we don't have yet. We don't have it yet. So we'll say 00. We'll go inside and search. You see the system will tell you that nothing but nothing has been done. The system will prompt you that no value for this selection. You can see no value for this selection. That's what the system will tell you, that there is no value for this selection. So how do we create a GL? How do we create a GL? How do we get a GL to come up to this place? How do we do that? So we'll now go back to the system. So the first thing to do when you want to create a GL is what? You need to define a chart of account. You need to define a chart of account. You need to define a chart of account. And what is chart of account? Chart of account is simple a list of all accounts. That's what it means. I don't want to give you bogus definition, but straight ahead, a chart of account is a list of accounts. You define a chart of account, you define account grouping, you define account grouping. And now, what do you mean defining account grouping? Defining account grouping means that you have to structure your account to either um to be um to be uh to be an asset, for example, liability, equity. From the first principle of accounting, which says that hold on, which says that asset equal to liability plus equity, right? Plus equity. This is the fundamental principle of accounting, yeah, which says asset equal to liability plus equity, right? So this individual asset, liability, equity are account group in SAP. So you structure it to be an account group, an asset, a liability, and equity. This will form your account grouping. Some companies will have them, will make it robust. For example, now under asset, they could have something called non-current asset, non-current asset as another grouping. They could have current asset, right? They could also have cash and bank, cash and bank. Same thing goes to liability, non-current liability. They could have something like non-current liability as an account group, and current liability, like that, like that. Some companies would want to break the group, they want to break it. But in the course of what we are doing, what we'll do is to just demonstrate assets, comma, expense, would demonstrate expense, um, assets, no, liability, liability, equity, and revenue. This, I think we'll just leave it as this. This is what we'll use. We'll use, sorry. So we'll use this as an account group. Asset, expense, liability, equity as our account group. That's what we'll use in the course of this uh, our training. We'll use this asset, expense, liability. So we have five account grouping. So the account grouping will be five. We'll be using five to be our account grouping. In the course of this study, we'll use five to be our account grouping. That's what account grouping means. You define a chart of account, then you define account grouping. That's what we'll do here. Then after that, after defining an account grouping, what else? So let's go into the system and do this. And while we are going, I'll be building the notes. I'll be building these notes. So we'll go into the system. The first thing we need to do is define a chart of account. So we'll go. Let's go inside the system and define a chart of account. So I'll just open a new screen. I'm using Ctrl N to open a new screen. I'm sure you are seeing how these things are linking, right? What do we need? At what point do we need this? At what point do we need that? That's the essence of my video. I want to ensure that you understand at what point and what do we need some certain thing and what do we need to do to create some certain thing, right? So I'll just click SPRO, and you can also use as a SING. You take it straight to the SPRO environment, right? So I think so. We'll just come to this place now. When we want to do this now, we'll come to financial accounting. Look at the part financial accounting. To create a chart of accounts, we'll come to financial accounting. Then we'll come to general ledger accounting. Then we'll come to master data. We'll come to GL accounts. Then we'll come to preparation. Then we'll come to um, edit chart of account list. This is what we'll come to, edit chart of account list. So you open this, and you create your chart of account, right? So a chart of account is just four numeric keyword. That's what you use in denoting the chart of account. So I'll just copy one of it, and don't let me copy. Let me create new. I'll just say new entry, and my chart of account will be AD00. Then I'll just say chart. Sorry, chart of account for Adams. Yes, let me see chart of account for Adams oil and gas. Chart of account. Now, maintain language. What language do I want to use? I'll say English. I'm an Englishman. So I'll say English. I'm a Yoruba guy, but I don't have Yoruba here as SAP, so I speak English as my country language. So now this one, length of GL account number, length of GL account number. What length of GL do you want? Do you want 8? Do you want 2? Do you want 10? I'll just say 6. I'll say 6 is the length of the GL that I want. So I'll save it. I'll save it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and save. So I've created my chart of accounts. Like I said, the chart of accounts is a list of accounts. So this will be assigned to the account group. Just watch as we continue here. I think the network's a bit slower. So let's go back. Now the next thing to do is to what? Is to define an account group. Yeah. So we define an account group. So before going, I think we need to also assign the company code to chart of account. You can see how everything we are linking it to the account to the company code. You define you assign to the company code. You define you assign to the company code. So let's assign this to the company code before going further. So and as well, let me quickly do that here. Assign the chart of accounts to the what? Of account to the company code. Company code. Oh, my battery. Okay. So that will do. This screen is also is locked by someone. This data locked by user ng. So let me just go ahead and unlock it. Mm. So this is the environment, but you can see it's locked. They are all grayed out. I'll go back and I'll try it again. If it still persists, then I'll take off that person who is on the screen. Because like I said, I'm not the only one using this environment. The other person is using it, so it's normal that this happens here. So I hope the person has gone out. Okay, the person has not gone out, so I'll just go ahead and take off the person. So I will just open another screen. Let me just go to another screen. So I'll use /n sm12. So I'll search. Okay. Oh, I think the person has gone out. So I'll go inside again. So you can see the person has gone out, so I can do whatever I need to do now. So now I'm supposed to assign the chart of account to company code. So what's my company code? AD00. So I'll come and then I'll put my chart of account. You can see this is the chart of account. This is the company code. This is the chart of account. So I'll just put AD00 because that's the same thing I use for my chart of account. It should come up and you can see. I'll save it. So it's asking me where do I want to save it. I'll say I'm saving it to my company, the setup, the transport. This is a transport. And what does transport mean? This transport means that you are developing and you will have to move all the configuration you have done to QAS, that's quality environment, and to production. So that will be for another video. I'll be explaining that in details. So we have done that. Now we've been able to create a chart of account and we're able to assign it to the company code. The next thing is to go and create an account grouping. Yeah, we'll go and create an account group. So here we'll come, we say define account group, right? We'll define an account group here. System is a bit slow. So we'll just again, the network is a bit bad. So now we are in. So we'll just create an account group. So what we'll do, we'll just click on new entry. And so it's asking us for our chart of accounts, which is AD00, right? The account group will be what? We can set assets, then we'll put the full name to be assets. Say assets. Then from what account do we want our asset to be? So I'll say 1000. Let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want our asset to be from this series 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember we said 6 numbers. That's what we want. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I just want 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So then we also say AD00. We say liability. We just put liability. Then liability will be 2 series. We say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we'll say 2, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can say AD01, AD00 again. We can say asset liability equity. Equity could be 3 series. We'll say equity. We'll say 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say AD00 again. This would be we have some asset liability equity expense. We'll say expenses. Expenses should be let's say 6 series, for example. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's complete. Yeah. So we can say revenue. Revenue should be AD00. AD00. Revenue. 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 We'll say revenue should be 4 series. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's complete. Yeah, fine. These are the 5 accounts we said we are creating. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 3, 4. Yeah. So click on this and save it. So you can see we have created an account grouping. We have created an account grouping. Now that we've created an account grouping, is it enough to have a GL? Not. Let me open that screen and show you what I meant. How do we create a GL? We create a GL using transaction code FS00 because these are material master. So material master can always be created on the front end side, this part. Can also be created from the back end, from the SPRO part, but it's better because the master data and the business will be the one to create master data. You as a consultant, you're supposed to just configure the system, train them on how to do create master data and all. So you come to financial accounting, come to general ledger, then you come to account, you come to master data, master record, rather, GL account, individual processing, FS00. That's the T code for creating a GL. So you open this now. So if you want to create a GL, you can see we have company code AD00. Yes. These are the things that before you create a GL, these are the things that need to be maintained. We have created a company code, fine. Do we have account type? The system automatically have an account type. Do you have an account group? Yes, we do have an account group now. So now we can go ahead and create what do you call it? To create a GL. Now let's do something. Want to create a GL, what you just need to do is to click on this create. You click on create, and I want to create, let's say, a bank. I'll say 147400 is the bank I want to create. I'll click enter. Now look at, it's giving me an error. No paddle statement account type is defined. Chart of account AD00. This error is simply because we have not created a P&L account. So before you create a GL, you must have created a P&L. You must have created a chart of a P&L account. That's what this means. Yeah, you can click on details. You can click on details, double click on the error, or you click on this and go and create your P&L account. Now, first of all, you cannot create a P&L. You cannot create any GL without creating a P&L account. So what do we do? You go to SPRO parts. You cannot create a GL without, if you have not defined a retain any account. That is a retain any account rather. Define retain any account. So let me go to the Excel and also indicate that uh, define retained any. Retain any. Yeah. Retain any is what? Retain any is where your profit and loss goes to. Automatically when you're migrating from one fiscal year to another year, your expense and revenue goes to a retain any account. So we want to create a retain any account. Now it's asking us for chart of account. Our chart of account is what? AD00. Yes, we'll go inside. Remember, we have created a chart of account, right? And that's why we can do this now. But we have not created a GL called retain any. But what we'll do, we'll just put X here and come to this place and put a GL. We assume a GL. Now, where does the retain any account where do we create a GL called retain any under? So retain any is under your equity. Your retain any is created under your equity. So that's what we just do. We just create an account. We assume an account has been created under equity. But what is our codification for our equity? Again, we have to open on that screen to show us what we created. SPRO. Just 1 minute. I want to see the codification for our equity, because we need to create a retain in under that. So general ledger, master data, GL account, preparation. Why I'm showing you this part is because I want you to master how to get to all these things. I could be using T code to go to wherever I want to go to, but I want you to master it, and that's why I'm bringing you down to this place. Right, that's why I'm showing you all this. So I can easily just find my 00. So we created equity to be what? We created equity to be 3,000 series. So we can always use this 3,000, the first one, as our retain any. I'll click enter. It will give me a warning that account has not been created in so. Yes, we have not created one. I'll continue because it's just a warning. I'll continue. I'll save it. At the moment I save it, you'll see that it will allow me to create a GL. Like I said, my video will be practical. What and what is required before we create what and what, and that's how I want the system to be. So I'll just let me remove this thing. So I'll show you back. I'll show you what I did to ensure this, because in your own system you may not have it like this. Do not display navigation. I left it to be navigation because I want to be seeing what and what I've created. I'll click enter. So I'll come to this place and /fs00. So that's the T code to create a GL. Now I want to create a GL. I've not created anyone. So I'll put 147400 here, right? Remember, the first time we were trying to create what do you call it? Okay, let me just continue. We're trying to create a GL now. We don't have the GL yet. I'll click enter. Company code AD is not assigned to a fee status variant. You can see these are some of the things. So how do we get to this place? Just a reminder. How do we get to this place? We're trying to post a journal. We're trying to post a journal. That's what we intend to do, right? /o LB15. We're trying to post a journal, a GL to GL account, and we do not have a GL, and we need to create a GL. So what are the prerequisites to create a GL? I've explained. To create a GL, you need a chart of accounts, which we have created. You need to assign the chart of account to your company code. We have done that. You also need to create an account group. We have created an account group. Before you now create a GL, you must have created a retain. You must have mapped your retain earning to the back end. It's an automatic posting for retained earning. You have to create a retained earning account. So we go to the system to map a retained earning to the account to configure it, or to just put an account to the backend, yeah, where it automatically picked is a retained earning. However, we are not done yet. Now we thought we are done, right? We imagine we are done, that we need to just go ahead and create our GL. Now it's flagging us an error that we need to create, that the company code AD0 is not assigned to a fee status variant, right? It's telling us that we need to do this before you create this GL. So what is fee status variant? That's the question. And where do we create it? Like I said, I'm showing you practical scenario where all these things are linked, so that you will know what and what, when you are faced in future with errors, you know what and what you need to do, right? Like you need to do. So it's asking us that we need to create a fee status variant. So we'll go and create one. Let's create one now. You see this error, you will not see it for the next time. Let's go and create one. We'll create a fee status variant. And what is fee status variant? Now, for I will still explain with that when we get to the screen. But what fee status, you see, okay, let me explain something. All these things you are seeing here, all this box, all this column, all this box, they are field. They are called field. They are field where you put your entries, where you put your data. They are field. So something controls some of this field. There is something that controls all of this field. There's something that controls all of this field. I restate. So we need to define a feed status variant. Feed status variant is a variant that the feed status group is is mapped to, right? Is mapped to. So I'll just show you that now. So how do we get to the part? It's under financial accounting global setting. That's why I said there are some things we have not finished with under financial accounting global setting, but I just want to make the video straightforward so that at least you know what and what. So you come to financial accounting global setting, you come to ledger, you come to field, then you come to define fee status variant. So you define one, you click on define fee status variant. And after you are done with the definition of status variant, you have to come and assign it, right? So now I could just click on new one. I'll just pick one, and let me just pick one and copy. I'll just pick one and copy. So I'll just change it to AD00 as my field status. I'll just say field status for Adams oil and gas. Okay, there's no, okay, Adams is fine. So I've created my field status, right? So after that, I'll click on enter. So it's asking me that, do I want to copy the previous? You see, when you copy from a pre-existing fee status, what happens is that the fee status grew from the pre-existing. When you copy from a pre-existing fee status variant, when you copy, in fact, not just this screen, when you copy from any item like company code, like number ranges and all that, it copies the existing setup or maintenance or object that have been maintained under that. So it's asking us that, do we want to copy from the fee status group that has been maintained under the fee status variant we copied from? I'll just say copy all. I'll say copy all. Yeah, I'll just say copy all.